back above zero.
Your complete WTMJ 5-day forecast coming up in about 4 minutes. In D.C., President Trump hearing a plea for unity and mercy during a church service at the Washington National Cathedral.
The service, a tradition when a president takes office, brought together members of several faiths with this central theme:
to pray for unity.
The Right Reverend Marian Edgar Buddy speaking directly to President Trump.
I ask you to have mercy upon the people in our country who are scared now.
For example, members of the LGBTQ community and those who are undocumented. Upon returning to the White House, the president was asked what he thought of the sermon. He said, quote, "They could do much better." Linda Kenyon, CBS News, the White House.
The president spending his first 2 days in office issuing several executive orders and also pardons and commuting sentences for about 1,500 defendants in connection to the January 6, 2021 Capitol riots. Some of the pardons, including those convicted of assaulting police officers and seditious conspiracy. Family spokesperson says Enrique Tarrio, a former Proud Boys leader, is expected to arrive at Miami International Airport Wednesday. Here's CBS's Jason Allen.
And we were expecting Tarrio to move from a prison where he has been held in Louisiana, get a flight here from Dallas, the closest airport, especially with all the weather that's going on down south, and make a flight back to his family in Miami. Our most recent reporting we have is that it looks more likely now that Tarrio will probably make that flight back to Florida tomorrow.
Tarrio and the founder of the Oath Keepers, Stuart Rhodes, two of the highest profile January 6th defendants to be pardoned by President Trump. And here at home, a 19-year-old man from Menasha remains in custody after police say he admitted to starting a fire at Congressman Glenn Grothman's Fond du Lac office building early Sunday morning. Grothman telling NBC 26 the suspect had no prior contact with his office.
I think when somebody does something like this, they are the type of person looking for attention. And I think this person, if it wasn't the TikTok issue that caused him to light fire in my office, he would have found some other issue.
In 2022, Grothman was among other Republican lawmakers asking Governor Tony Evers to ban TikTok's use on government devices in Wisconsin. Police have not yet named the suspect or formally issued charges. Time now for news about your money, the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Good day off of the off day for the three majors. All green right now. The Dow up 450 points at 43,939. The Nasdaq up 140 at 19,771. And the S&P 500 is up 49 points this hour at 6,046. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Sports, traffic, and weather are coming up next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Times 104.
We've saved our clients over $19 million in real estate commission. I say this because that's a pretty big number. But at Century 21 Benefit Realty, it's really not about being a top volume agency. Over here, it's more about you. And at 1.9% commission and no more than $19,000 commission, for the listing side of your sale, no matter what size property you're selling, you will save substantially. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated. First off, our 1.9% commission structure helps get their foot in the door, and that's why agents like working here. But what they really like is having the strongest marketing tools available, with the resources to help them sell homes at the highest prices to satisfy their clients. Century 21 Benefit Realty offers what agents like most, and that's to help them be successful. If you really want to believe in the business model that you're representing, give me a call. I'm Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty. Call me, and let's talk about your future. Each office is independently owned and operated.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here, asking you to join me in October as my wife and I explore the magical kingdoms of Southeast Asia, from the villages of Vietnam and the temples of Cambodia to the friendly locals of Laos and the beachside resort in stunning, lively Thailand. I hope you'll join us for this unforgettable journey. Ancient and mysterious worlds of rural landscapes, bustling cities, and fascinating history in Vietnam. Explore the Chu Chi tunnels used by the Viet Cong. Experience a street food adventure through Hanoi and cherish the serenity of Hai Long Bay on a beautiful boat ride. Bangkok in Thailand, the beaches in Thailand, history, tradition, food. If you'd like more information on this great trip, send me an email. john.mercure@WTMJ.com. john.mercure@WTMJ.com. It's Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia, Laos. I'm super jazzed about this trip. Send me an email. I send you the info. john.mercure, MERCURE, @WTMJ.com.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. It's another off day today for the Milwaukee Bucks as they finish preparations to head down to what will be likely a snowy New Orleans tomorrow. They match up with the Pelicans down in the Big Easy. The 2025 Baseball Hall of Fame class set to be announced this evening. 3 former Brewers for various portions of time are on the list of 28 nominees, including former pitchers CC Sabathia and Francisco Rodriguez, K-Rod, as well as Milwaukee trade deadline pickup Curtis Granderson. College basketball tonight, number 10 Marquette. The men head to New Jersey. They'll take on Seton Hall. You can catch the game this evening over on 94.5 ESPN. And 18th ranked Wisconsin men's basketball also back in action tonight. Still undefeated in 2025. They'll face a road test in UCLA. Badger Sports Update, sponsored by Siding Unlimited. It's siding and a whole lot more. Let's check the roads. Your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic. Still just dealing with our smattering of broken down vehicles across much of the system. The most recent of them popping up on 794 South near Car Ferry on the left shoulder. All of these other ones have been pretty much on the system map since earlier this morning. And likely because of the same incident that's leaving all of the cameras off, that would be the cold weather, they haven't entirely updated these. A lot of these, again, are from quite earlier this morning. So, overall, the system is looking good right now, and we have no major incidents or delays. Your WTMJ forecast for the rest of the day. A cold weather advisory now replacing the extreme cold warning from earlier. Cold weather advisory in effect until midnight for all of southeast Wisconsin. It will be cold this evening still, low down to 0 with wind chills 10 to 20 below 0. We will warm up throughout the night though as a warm front moves through, up to 6 above 0 for the overnight, quote, low. Scattered snow showers Wednesday, we see up to an inch of accumulation. Breezy as well, a high of 24. 21 and 23 Thursday and Friday with sun. And how about this? 35 above freezing Saturday with clouds and some slight chances for flurries. Right now in Madison, still 2 below 0 with sunny skies, 4 below 0 in Green Bay, same in Waukesha and in Milwaukee. Right now, sunny skies, we've inched up a degree, still not quite at 0 yet. It is 1 below. I'm Adam Roberts. Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 1:09.
65,498 square miles. We've got a lot to cover, so let's get to it. This is Spanning the State, and here are your hosts, Kristin, Brey, and Brian Noonan.
Good afternoon. I hope you are finding a way to stay warm. I can't wait to not talk about that anymore.
Yeah, it'll be nice. Hopefully after this week, we won't have to. It'll be cold, but it'll be regular cold.
It'll be regular cold.
Not you could almost die cold.
Almost.
Well, you could definitely die. Listen, I say almost because, just walking to the garage this morning was an adventure. Every step on the deck sounded like the whole deck was going to collapse. And there was no snow or ice on it. It's just frozen.
Yeah. Oh, all right. Well, let's get this out of the way.
Yes.
Yesterday, very busy day for our
happening.
New president. 46 presidential actions yesterday.
It's a lot of markers to throw to the crowd.
Yep. The first 4 were administrative staffing announcements. Then 26 were executive orders. 12 are memorandums, and 4 were proclamations. So busy day.
Did you see the shot of him in the Oval Office behind the Resolute desk with just stacks of those folders? I was like, dude, that's too much homework for your first day. Just a little less.
And so we're not going to run through. 46 actions is a lot, right? This is not the goal of Spanning the State is to go through all of these. But I guess to at least acknowledge our new reality, what stood out to you?
There were 2 big ones for me yesterday, and I'm not like the temptation is to go after the low-hanging fruit. Really, we got to rename Denali Mount McKinley? Who cares? I'm going to go to Alaska. I'm going to look at that. And I'm going to, that's a beautiful mountain.
Yeah,
I don't care what it's called. But the 2 big ones for me were the 1,500 pardons and commutations for everyone involved in the January 6th insurrection. That was the one for me that hit the hardest and really, on just a plain common sense human level, doesn't make sense. I know all the legalities, I know the policies, I know all that, but I can't wrap my head around that. And the other one was a combination of a lot of the immigration ones, the birthright citizenship, which is going to take, bottom line, a change to the U.S. Constitution. The 14th Amendment is going to have to be changed. So that was a big one. Also with, all these plans going into shape and the visuals immediately after the president was inaugurated of images of the military on the border at El Paso. It was something out of Orwell, where all of a sudden these law enforcement officials in full riot gear were standing at the border, stopping people who were coming across, legally, illegal. They were just everybody. It was terrifying.
It stood out to me because the app that video stood out to me as far as because they shut down the app.
Yes.
That people who were seeking asylum, so you could, before you even got to the States, you could start processing and get an appointment. And I saw a video of a woman being told that her appointment had been canceled, and she's just sobbing.
And she was doing it, quote unquote, the right way. She had made her appointment. If you had the appointment, you should be able to come in and have that appointment.
What's interesting to me is the fact that he has Congress, he has a conservative Supreme Court, right. And yet I think as far as we talk about virtue signaling or whatever, as far as coming out really strong
right.
and doing so much on the first day, even though, arguably if you have Congress, there's a lot of this that could be done with Congress.
The majority, though, is very slim in the House. It's so a lot of this, and just because a president signs an executive action doesn't mean it goes right into effect. There's a lot of things that, go into things actually being done.
Well, and that's what I wanted to go look this up. And so without reading too much, but what is an executive order? And so I was looking this up as far as it has the force of the law, but does not require the approval from Congress, which we know. Right. They cannot create new laws, and they cannot allocate new funding without congressional approval.
Okay.
And so federal agencies are responsible for implementing the directives of executive orders. And so the scope of them is they can address a wide range of issues: national security, federal regulations, military operations, agency priorities. But they cannot, the limitations on them is they cannot override laws passed by Congress, and courts can strike them down if an order exceeds president's authority or violates the Constitution.
Hold on. Those three words are going to come. A lot of these are going to be in court for a long time.
Well, so DOJ has already have because one of the orders yesterday was establishing DOJ, and that immediately has a lawsuit against it.
Right.
Same with trying to challenge birthright citizenship, ending birthright citizenship, which is in the Constitution.
Yes.
And so some of the other things, the fact that we withdrew from the World Health Organization,
Paris climate agreement.
But the pandemic preparedness is intrinsic to being able to have global relations and be able to share information about emerging infectious diseases, especially as we saw what happened 5 years ago with COVID, of how quickly that spreads because we're such a global, intersected world. So I feel like leaving the WHO leaves us pretty flat-footed if anything were to happen again.
It appears that, all this talk of America first in some people's minds means America by itself.
Yeah.
Which, to your point, is impossible in the current day and age. Everybody is connected. Businesses are multinational. People travel wherever they need to go. So to pretend we can be here on an island by ourselves and only worry about ourselves is not only dumb, it's irresponsible.
All right. Well, when we come back, I want to talk a little bit about hyper-normalization and what you think you saw is not what you really saw, and kind of pretending to whitewash a lot of things. So,
wait a minute. Who would be doing such a thing?
Yeah. All right. So stay with us on Spanning the State.
The only place to get this.
Every twist and turn you could possibly dream of is playing out tonight. Are you kidding me?
With some of this.
We are the Bucks, Justin.
You're a member of the team now. Okay.
Well, I have the tattoo on my arm, so I kind of am.
Get it all on Bucks Talk, your all-encompassing Milwaukee Bucks postgame show with Justin Garcia and Brandon Snide. Only heard here on the home of the Bucks, WTMJ.
Fingers come in different sizes.
It's one of the first things you learn as a jeweler.
And a ring can only be sized up or down a little bit.
Which means it's a really good thing to know your ring size.
And it's an even better thing to know their ring size.
This is why we're announcing
the Ring Size Registry at Kessler's.
We're doing it as a public service. It's completely free.
Free. Isn't that a great price?
Here's how it works.
Just drop into any Kessler's Diamonds location and tell one of the owners that you'd like to know your ring size.
Kessler's is an employee-owned company, so whoever greets you at the door is an owner.
They'll determine your ring sizes and add them to our Ring Size Registry.
Then, when someone wants to know your ring size...
Because, maybe they want to surprise you.
All they have to do is call or stop into Kessler's.
Surprises can be fun, don't you think?
We're happy to do this for you, even if you don't buy a ring from us.
But after you take a look around, we think you probably will. Visit KesslersDiamonds.com for a location near you and register your ring sizes today.
The pulse of the Milwaukee Bucks, straight from a Bucks legend.
Can't get it off. Marcus Johnson will, though. You can't leave him alone for a 12.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson on Bucks Plus. Marcus and his son Chris offer a weekly beat on Bucks basketball. Get your questions answered and hear from the biggest names in basketball. Find Here District with Marcus Johnson at bucks.com/plus on the Bucks app or wherever you get your podcasts.
It is Spanning the State. I'm Brian Noonan.
And I am Kristin Brey, and we are spending at least this first half hour. Then we'll move on. We have other things
we got
to get to today.
a lot to talk about.
But at least acknowledging a very busy day for President Trump yesterday. And there was a couple things that happened. Well, I think you was in the previous segment, Brian, you were just talking about the fact that almost 1,600 January 6th participants were pardoned or their sentences commuted yesterday. And I think this is one of those things, I was talking about it this morning with some folks, as far as it does feel like we all watched this thing happen.
Yes.
And the cameras didn't lie. And now we're fine with it?
Well, that was, I came in this morning and we were talking, and I used to be a little more skeptical about gaslighting. I would hear the term and I'd think, well, how can people believe this? How do you pull it? But to your point, we all watched January 6th happen. We watched police officers be beaten with flagpoles and hit with bear spray. It didn't happen in the cover of darkness where then we were told about it. We all sat and watched it happen and watched it unfold. And now, because of the pardons and the commutations, the fact that Merrick Garland dragged his feet and Jack Smith was not able to release his report, all of this is trying to be whitewashed over and just said, you're exaggerating this. You're making this up. It wasn't as bad as you think. It was a friendly tourist sightseeing endeavor. But it wasn't. Mm-hmm. And so, like yesterday I was not going crazy, but I was like, wait, how dumb do they think people are? I know the answer to that, but I don't want to I don't want to believe that some of us are that gullible. And
I don't know if it's gullible or if it's just it stopped being a priority. It stopped being reprehensible.
And maybe it's
like, oh, it was bad, but it doesn't really affect me, and let's just move forward.
That's the point I don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
And from a little kid, you're taught to be, a good winner and accept defeat, be a good loser. If you're in sports,
I was told not to hit, which we're working on with Frankie right now.
Don't hit is a good one.
No hitting,
no biting, and those pants stay on, young man. Those are the big ones that you learn. And we watched somebody not only be a sore loser, but then hundreds and hundreds of people decide that the system of government that we had in place was not they weren't going to obey it anymore. They were going to overthrow it. They were going by force if necessary. And how can that be okay? It kind of goes to my point about TikTok, and I don't want to harbor on that too. But when you were talking about how people don't worry about their information being gone. Okay, if we don't worry about our information being gone and given to somebody else, and now we don't care anymore if the government was, there was an attempt to overthrow the government and stop the free and fair election. What are we going to care about? And why are we believing and allowing ourselves to be told, don't look over here anymore, it's all done?
I'm also worried, and this doubles for the pardons that Biden gave on his way out, too.
Yes.
But specifically with the January 6 pardons is the people who now interpret this as, if I enact political violence, Trump has my back.
Mm-hmm.
Right? As far as if there is extreme MAGA or extreme right-wingers who want to attack Democrats or, anyone on the left, and they have some cause to believe now that if they do it in the name of America First or the president's wishes, that he will shield them from legal consequences. And furthermore, it also is just the fact of any government official potentially, and this goes back to stuff with January 6th and, the committee and what Biden did as far as this. I don't know. It's just, it's so willy-nilly. It's such a literally a get out of jail free card as far as like inciting someone to break the law and being like, well, I got your back. Don't worry about it.
Well, and that kind of goes to President Trump's defense, which was basically, I didn't tell them explicitly to do that, but you did. And there are people out there who will listen to his speeches and listen to all his propaganda. And even though he may not technically say, hey, these journalists are really, sooner or later, and we saw violence in his first campaign against journalists. That stuff can come again, and he doesn't have to actually turn your body and push you into the fray, but, free speech with no consequences isn't free speech.
All right, there's something else they're gaslighting us on, I think, and it was not, it was from everyone's favorite almost trillionaire, so we will talk about that on the other side of this.
There are a lot of interesting people and traditions in Wisconsin. 1 hour of covering culture and creativity in our state is simply not enough. I'm Sandy Max of WTMJ's What's on Tap with the happy news that my show is now expanded to 2 hours. So please join me weeknights from 6 till 8 for updates on festivals, films, food, music, theater, and other ways we love to make the most of Wisconsin life. What's on Tap with Sandy Max weeknights now from 6 till 8 on WTMJ. And subscribe to the What's on Tap podcast to listen anytime you want.
With the help of Less's Glass, you can have the shower you've always wanted. Heavy glass shower enclosures from Less's Glass are installed by the best in the business. And when you have a showroom to visit with over a dozen glass shower enclosures on display, there's no guessing games. See the ultimate in frameless shower design with doors mounted on smooth as silk, stainless steel barn-style rollers. This design combines the beauty and elegance of heavy glass with a minimalist look to create an ideal shower enclosure for tight spaces. Premium shower doors and custom-designed all-glass enclosures. When you work with Less's Glass, you're working with a company that really can do it all. This is Stacy Sinks with Less's Glass Service. If it's a new glass shower door, fogged or broken insulated glass replacement, or affordable glass and mirror home decor that you've been looking for, you just can't pass on Less's Glass. Less's Glass Service, serving all of southeastern Wisconsin. Find us at lessglassservice.com.
So how do you underpromise and still get the job? We believe in our hearts we're going to do great work for you. We're just really careful about making unrealistic promises. At Semper Fi, we refuse to set the bar higher than we can jump. But be assured, that's the goal, to do all we can to jump as high as possible to try to exceed your expectations. We're looking to break records. That's how you win over customers, get really great referrals, and build a great business. When you're making a decision to hire an exterior remodeling company, character, integrity, and the feeling that the people you're about to hire are truly eager to show you how good they are should stand at the top of your list. This is Brad Youngluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper Fi.
Woo! Hey, this is Ben Brust from Kyle Brust and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin. People can't stop screaming about the Screamin' Sicilian frozen pizza, and no wonder. There's plenty to scream about, like the buttery stone-fired crust, secret recipe tomato sauce, mounds of whole milk mozzarella, and tons of premium toppings. Find Screamin' Sicilian in your local grocer's freezer and find out for yourself why Sport called Screamin' Sicilian's Holy Pepperoni frozen pizza the best of the best. Screamin' Sicilian. Taste what all the screamin' is about.
It's Spanning the State. I'm Brey Noonan.
And I am Kristin. Brey. All right, wrapping up some of our reactions to yesterday. I am very conflicted on, as the New York Times and some other mainstream media outlets are calling it, a controversial hand gesture.
Yeah, let's stop with that.
Elon Musk made, because I'm conflicted over it because I feel like he is trolling everyone, and this is the reaction.
But is that more gaslighting?
I don't, and this is the question, because I feel like in everyone's.
Well, explain in case somebody has not seen it.
So if you've somehow not seen this, it was in the Capital One Arena, right?
Yes.
And Elon Musk
behind the seal of the president of the United States,
gave a speech, and in cross comparisons, literally to Hitler. And I saw another cross comparison to the movie American History X,
right.
And it looks like a Sig Heil.
There's no doubt
There's a lot
about
of
it.
people now saying no, it's not, and try again saying it's not. His reaction was they need to stop calling everyone Hitler. And, if he also hadn't made recent statements in support of Germany's far-right AfD party and the British anti-immigration party reform in the UK, like, there weren't, like, ties there. But I just don't want to react to it as far as I think that in his history of trying to own the libs, poke the bear,
right.
Like, this is the reaction versus that they want versus organizing around policy.
Well, I agree with you that he has a history of trolling, and I do believe that this could be a troll. The fact remains that symbol is that symbol. Mm-hmm. That gesture has no other meaning. And to say, oh, that's not what I was doing, well, again, we're watching you. If that's not, it's like when they defend other people, oh, well, that's not what he meant. Well, then why is that what he said?
The craziest part of this is the Anti-Defamation League coming out and basically being like, emotions are high. And just like, they will say wearing a Free Palestine button or like a watermelon button is anti-Semitic. But that was just emotions running high. Like, that is wild to me.
Yeah, and sure, emotions ran high in 1937 too. But is it? See, here's to your question. Is it better to ignore that?
I don't know,
because I think we have a history, and even in your personal life, if you ignore bad habits of somebody long enough, then they just become habits. And then they're too ingrained.
All right. We're going to come back and have a Giving Tuesday story and feel better. So stay with us. But ABC News and local headlines are next.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. On his first full day in office, President Trump is expected to announce a $500 billion artificial intelligence infrastructure project.
It's a joint venture from 3 companies, OpenAI, SoftBank, and Oracle, and will collectively be called Stargate. It will open with a data center project in Texas and is expected to expand from there. $100 billion is expected to go out immediately. Karen Travers, ABC News, the White House.
Attorneys general from more than a dozen states have filed a lawsuit against President Trump's executive order seeking to limit birthright citizenship, claiming it is unconstitutional. Day 3 of the Gaza ceasefire holding. More aid trucks are arriving in Gaza, and Hamas is on schedule to release 4 more Israeli hostages this Saturday. Today, Israel's top general resigned, citing his failure to protect Israel from Hamas's October 7th attack. A major winter storm crippling parts of the South, Midwest, and East Coast. Snow and ice and dangerous temperatures dipping into the teens. This is ABC.
Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Times 1:31. I'm Adam Roberts. The town of Waterford in Racine County voting to disband their police department by a 2-1 vote on Monday night from the Waterford Town Board. That will allow the department's absorption by the Racine County Sheriff's Department for an initial period of 5 years, beginning as soon as is practical. The contract for police service in the town will end either when it expires, when the final full-time officer leaves, or within the next 6 months. A woman is safe after falling into Lake Monona early this morning. The lake rescue team responding for a report of a woman in the water around 7:45. She told firefighters she fell through the ice, quote, while ice skating on her shoes. The woman was not injured but was taken to the hospital for cold exposure. And water has been restored after freezing temperatures in Green Bay burst a water main near Mason and Roosevelt Streets. Company officials confirming the break was water related to the extreme cold of the last 2 days. The line was successfully repaired, service restored late this morning. Time now for news about your money, the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Still a green day for the big three. The Dow up 449 points at 43,937. The Nasdaq's up 120 at 19,750. And the S&P 500 up 46 points at 6,042. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Going over the roads, your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving, time saver traffic. Just one broken down vehicle right now on 94 West near Barker Road on the right shoulder, and that is it. All other earlier broken down vehicles look like they have been taken care of since earlier this morning, and we've got no major incidents or delays, just a little minor slow spot right now on 43 heading north near the River Hills area. It looks like as you're approaching Brown Deer Road, it's a little bit slow from there on north. Everywhere else, though, is looking so far so good this afternoon. And your WTMJ forecast for the afternoon, a cold weather advisory now in effect until midnight tonight for all of southeast Wisconsin. High today of 3 above 0 with wind chills still anywhere between 10 and roughly 20 below depending on where you're at. A low tonight of 0 exactly, then warming up overnight as a warm front moves through. That will bring with it some snow showers up to an inch tomorrow, a high of 24. Mostly sunny with a slight cool down Thursday and 21. Sun and 23 on Friday. And back up above freezing for Saturday, high of 35, though there is a chance for some flurries in the afternoon. Right now in downtown Milwaukee, sunny, still can't get above 0, it's 1 below. I'm Adam Roberts. Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 1:34.
You got to get to Built Right today. Vince Petrano to tell you about Built Right's extended New Year's mattress sale. Their one location saves you time and money, and they make it easy to shop, easy to buy. Built Right beats any big box, national or local chain store, department store, employee-free store, online retailer, or warehouse club because they have the guaranteed lowest prices. Built Right also has the best value, selection, and experienced team in Wisconsin. Over 60 models, 500 mattresses in stock. Choose from the best mattress brands made in the USA: Heirloom, Gold Bond, Therapeutic, Restonic, and Schiffman. Built Right specializes in hard-to-find, flippable, two-sided, and heavy-duty mattresses that hold up to 600 pounds. Plus, Built Right offers free delivery and removal on mattress-only purchases of $7.99 or more. Built Right saves you money. Voted best place to shop. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Sunday, closed to be with family. Make sure to tell them Vinny sent you to Built Right, just off of 894, 54th and Layton Avenue in Greenfield.
Just like most cars and trucks can't run without oil, no person can function without food. That's why through March 1st, the Auto Dealers of Metro Milwaukee is contributing $1 from every oil change to Feeding America, Eastern Wisconsin. Every dollar provides 3 healthy meals. Over the past 14 years, Adam has provided more than 2.6 million meals to people in southeast Wisconsin. And now the need is greater than ever. Find a participating Adam dealer near you at adamm.com.
I'm Dr. Jasmine Zapata, Chief Medical Officer for Community Health at the Wisconsin Department of Health Services. Every year in the U.S., about 21,000 lung cancer deaths are caused by radon, an odorless, tasteless, and colorless gas. 1 in 10 Wisconsin homes has high levels of radon. Does yours? Call 1-888-LOW-RADON or visit lowradon.org to learn more. Test, fix, save a life.
Sponsored by the Wisconsin Department of Health Services.
It's time for Giving Tuesday, where we here on Spanning the State introduce you to Wisconsin people and organizations that are advocating for causes across the state and doing good for Wisconsinites. So I don't know if anyone's thinking about golf today. I'm certainly not.
People are dreaming of being somewhere where they could golf today.
That's true.
They
can play on a golf simulator.
That's true.
I was talking to one of our teammates who's in a golf league. That's a golf winter league where it's at some like a golf simulation.
Maybe they're at a tavern
place.
playing Golden Tee.
Yeah, so there's options. But one of the things, like, I'm a big fan as someone who played sports growing up. Like, I understand what and how sports teach character.
Sure, of course.
And I think of it largely with team sports, but I guess what I think about golf and the times I have played golf, there is a lot of patience that you have to learn, discipline, focus. And so I was really excited to talk to our guest because earlier this year we talked to David Cohn, and we're going to play the interview in just a second. He's the executive director of First Tee Southeast Wisconsin, and they are an organization that focuses on building strength of character through the game of golf. So here is David Cohn. So what does golf specifically teach kids, in your opinion, that's different from any other youth, like more traditional youth sport?
Yeah. I really think the things that you learn from being around the game translate for kids, adults too, but for what we do, translate to kids at home, at school, into their future. You learn things like honesty, integrity, respect, responsibility. You know, it's the honesty part is golf is a sport where in the individual sports setting, where you're calling penalties on yourself, where you have to keep score.
You're not kicking the ball.
Yeah, you're not kicking the ball.
Into the green.
We talk about perseverance, right? You know, you're out there playing your own ball. You're competing typically for yourself. And when you have setbacks, you have to persevere. You hit it in the trees, you got to punch out. You're trying to make your best score on every hole. Well, that stuff translates to other parts of life. And, you know, adults that are around the game of golf, you know, realize that. What's so fun about what we do is we can translate that in a way that's still fun, but a way that kids kind of pick it up and not necessarily realize the things that they're learning that matter in other ways.
We've talked about how Wisconsin has some of the premier golf courses in the country. Golf very big in the state, not only with residents but tourists. But you know, we can only golf so many months a year. So for First Tee, is this something that the kids are doing in PE class? Where can they practice all these skills when it's February in Wisconsin?
Yeah, so we have programs at golf facilities. We've had 8 program locations throughout the year. We program at Noyes Park Golf Course, Lake Park Golf Course, Brown Deer, Dretska, Curry. We work up in Fond du Lac. We've got a new program in Kenosha. And then we've been fortunate to have year-round programming at PGA Tour Superstore in Brookfield that has a few simulators that we can use in the winter. Then we also partner with elementary and middle schools to help them get golf into their physical education curriculum. So the teachers get everything that they need, equipment, training, curriculum to be able to teach golf and those skills that those life skills that we focus on in their physical education class. So kind of building a holistic program where kids can have the opportunity to play in a variety of different settings.
That's what I like, too, when I read that, because I taught PE for a little while, and it is nice to add that new sport. And there is, I mean, at least for middle schoolers, be a nice way to teach them how to handle frustration.
Yeah.
Because anybody who's tried to golf knows it can be very frustrating.
And not just try, it continues to play golf. It can be very frustrating. Yeah.
Because that's what, because I wouldn't even say amateur, but I played when I was younger. I can still, the skill set of playing golf is my thing as far as the muscle memory of if you learn it, it's one of those sports, if you learn it young and you don't play for 2 decades, some of that muscle memory is still there. And like, that's what I kind of rely on. But as you said, as far as character, because it's a frustrating game if you get one bad hit. And I would have to ask, is the number one thing trying to teach kids is to keep their head down?
A little bit. Sometimes you see kids that are playing for the first time, you know, they don't keep their hands together on the club. They're kind of learning how to take it back and swing through the ball. So it's always fun. I mean, one of the most rewarding things is seeing a kid hit a good shot for the first time and seeing that smile that lights up on their face. that's what keeps somebody coming back and trying it. And, it is a lifelong sport and activity that nobody ever really perfects. I mean, even the tour players haven't really perfected it. Yeah.
Well, and it's one of those games that when I was young, it was for either kids who belonged to a country club or like I caddied, so we would get to golf on Mondays, but it wasn't as widespread as it is now, as it's struggling to be. So what kind of kids are signing up for the program?
Yeah, so we welcome anybody to participate in our programs. We want to make sure there aren't any major barriers to participation. We don't turn away any kids because of financial need. We want to make sure that the game is available to everybody. One of the things that we think about is reaching kids that wouldn't otherwise be introduced to golf as well. Some interesting facts. If you have if one of your parent plays golf, you have a 1 in 4 chance of playing golf. If neither parent plays, you have a 1 in 250 chance of playing golf. So,
That's huge.
Yeah, and so there's just a huge difference in terms of who might be introduced to it.
Right.
And so, we truly believe that the things that you learn matter. So we want to make sure that all of those kids have the opportunity to play, and we do it through our programs, through facility access, and making sure those kids can get out and swing a club.
As of right now, I don't know if you know if this off the top of your head, but how many girls versus boys are in first tee?
Yeah, I mean it's not exactly 50%. We're working on getting it closer to 50%. I mean, those are the populations that are underrepresented in the game of golf.
And I know the game of golf in general, as we've talked to people who work for Wisconsin's golf, I forgot exactly, you probably know these people, but they said they're trying to recruit women all the time to be more involved in the game.
Yeah, we're about at 35%, I think, across our open enrollment, open registration programs. Obviously, when we go into schools, it's typically about 50-50. But we know that, again, you have to try harder to reach those that wouldn't otherwise be introduced to it. And one of the things I heard a few years ago was that golf is a very intimidating sport or activity from the outside, but also very welcoming from the inside. And so, it's breaking down that initial barrier, getting people to try swinging a golf club around people that are caring mentors, caring adults that are supportive, making the environment fun, and giving them the chance to play. We do it through other programs like partnerships with Big Brothers Big Sisters. We have a great partnership with Neighborhood House in Milwaukee where they're bringing over their campers to come and play too. So, want to make sure that whatever the setting, we can try to build golf into it for kids.
Well, we've seen all kinds of sports ebb and flow. Baseball's popularity dips, and basketball and football always very high. What's the biggest hurdle for exposing young people who, like you said, if their parents never golfed, there's probably a really good chance they're not going to. So how do you get them to say, oh, okay, yeah, this is something I should try?
Yeah, I think, providing opportunities for a trial experience. What we see, or what we're seeing now, is a lot of kids are finding out about golf from social media, from YouTube. Okay. They're watching golf content on YouTube and realizing that that's something that they want to then go out and try. A lot of trial experiences are happening at places like Topgolf or Lux in this area, Lux Golf Bays. So, a mini golf course, a driving range are places where kids can go out and play and try it. We also have a great partnership with Milwaukee County Parks, especially at Noyes Park Golf Course, where all kids can come out and play for free all summer long. So, making sure we're providing those opportunities.
All right, David, so if people either have a kid they want to sign up for this, or maybe they want to volunteer or mentor, where can they get more information?
Yeah, our website, firsttee.southeastwisconsin.org. We welcome anybody to participate. Donations were all locally funded as well. So we appreciate all of our donors who make all this stuff happen.
Well, very cool. This is such a great, maybe Frankie, couple years.
I'm telling you,
swinging that golf club.
I wish I had stuck with it, because if you're going into any kind of business, you should know how to golf, between company golf outings and business, and just it's a place to get things done.
It's a tool in the tool belt. All right, yes. David Cohn, Executive Director of First Tee Southeast Wisconsin. Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, appreciate you having me.
If you know of a Wisconsin organization you would like highlighted on Giving Tuesday, email us at spanning@wtmj.com. We can always use a little help from our
If you've ever worried about your heart, if you've ever loved someone with heart disease, If you've ever wondered if you're the one at risk, let's remind ourselves that we are not powerless. Because at the Frederick and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network, we're pushing to outsmart heart and vascular disease by working with you personally to understand your history, assess your risks, and guide you to heart strength. By digging deep with tireless research and offering access to leading-edge clinical trials. And for the most serious conditions, including heart failure, heart valve disease, arrhythmias, and vascular diseases, we provide renowned expertise and the most advanced life-saving procedures you expect from academic medicine. So let's get out in front of heart disease. Let's outsmart it. Let's keep pushing so that every one of us can outrun it and embrace every beautiful day life in Wisconsin has to offer. To learn more about our nationally renowned heart and vascular care, visit freighter.com/heart.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
This is Chief Market Watcher Brian Wickert. Well, a lot of folks have buying a home on their New Year's resolution list, and while national news headlines talk about the inventory of homes for sale being a lot higher this year, I'm afraid that's just not the case in most of Wisconsin. So how do you make your offer stand out from the others so that someone else doesn't end up sleeping in your dream home? Well, it takes a team of a good real estate agent and a mortgage lender who has all the tools and techniques to help make your offer as attractive as possible in the eyes of that seller. Sure, you can go with a flimsy, unimaginative bank pre-approval, or you can present your offer with an AccuNet, rock-solid, fully verified, and guaranteed pre-approval that might also come with the phrase that really makes sellers happy: no appraisal required. We'll also help you understand exactly what it means in dollars and cents if you do decide to offer over asking or give that seller some appraisal wiggle room. All you have to do to get started with your rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval is click on the blue button at AccuNet.com. That's ACCUNET.com.
At my company, we're always looking for people who are passionate and ready to work, but it's not always easy. It's time to broaden our horizons. In Wisconsin, about 600,000 people with disabilities are ready and able to work. People that just need you to believe in them and say yes.
And once you say yes, Thinkability Wisconsin will be there, providing transition and workforce support to help shape a better future for all. It all starts when you say yes. Join the movement at thinkabilitywi.org.
Ready to tackle your home improvement project this winter? Exterior Pros and Baths is here to help you score big with quality home exterior and shower upgrades. As a 5-time President's Club Award winner, Exterior Pros is not playing around. With flexible financing, it's never been easier to invest in your home without breaking the bank. Get started today and save $2,000. Visit extpros.com or call 262-800-4274. That's 262-800-4274. Trust the pros and kick off your home transformation today.
We are only getting 50% of this song, and it is not the hot part. It's spanning the state.
You're Brey Noonan. I'm Kristin Brey.
Yeah,
absolutely. So last night, even though we have a garage, Mike went down and made sure he had bought some, I don't know what it was cans of, but he had to make sure that the cans were out of the car.
Yes.
My God. There's lots of things that should not be in your car right now because it is that cold outside, including anything carbonated.
Yes, because the bubbles it'll just explode. Now, my brother had it happen in the heat. You're not supposed to leave carbonated beverages in the car when it's really hot either, because they will explode. In the cold, they will expand, and then explode. I'm going to cut right to the chase on this list for one thing. That if you needed to be reminded to not leave this in your car in the bitter cold, you really need to reevaluate your life choices. It says loved ones. Now,
we should reference this is an article in the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel, 6 things not to leave in your car when it's this cold out.
And listen, I'm all for local journalism. I like reading the Journal Sentinel. I like reading your pieces in the Journal Sentinel. Did we need to be? Well, I took Grandma for a ride. Did you bring her in? Oh, son of a no! Grandma's in the bitter cold. She's been out there for 4 hours. She looks like Jack Nicholson at the end of The Shining.
Yeah, it was a little, but sometimes the obvious has to be said. It's like the big storage bins that you get from Walmart or whatever, and there's the sticker on there that says "Don't put your children in this."
That's true. And in the summer, we always have, "Hey, did you leave your dog or your baby in the car?" Because we see stories about people doing that. So while I may think it's ridiculous. I guess if one person remembers that they left their brother in the back seat, you go, oh, all right. I'm glad I read the Journal-Sentinel today because I was going to leave Bob out in the station wagon, but it's pretty cold.
So we'll let him get out.
I'm going to bring
let him
Bob
get
in the
out.
house.
Some of the other things on the list, aerosol cans, canned beverages and food, which I actually didn't know. I mean, it kind of makes sense, but apparently if canned goods freeze, it can, like, the food will swell because that's what happens when things freeze. And because of bacteria that can grow then, you need to discard them if they actually freeze and become, like, expanded like that. Eggs. If an egg freezes, you can't eat it after it freezes. I wonder if that is the same for if it freezes, like if your refrigerator's too cold.
I think it would have to freeze solid. But who's it? With the price of eggs, Kristin, are you really leaving them in your car? Are you forgetting
don't risk
them?
it. Electronics, same thing with heat, though. They have to be in kind of a neutral temperature. Medications. Make sure that your medications don't freeze. Basically, don't leave things in your car.
Yeah, really. Why are you leaving all that stuff in your car?
Just bring it in.
I tried to put on my sunglasses this morning because it was so bright. Even though I thought it was going to be like the end of the Lord of the Rings when Sauron takes over and the earth turns black and all burned out. And I leave my sunglasses in the car. I had to take them immediately off. It was like putting dry ice on my face. It was not pleasant at all.
All right, we'll have more after this on Spanning the State.
Don't count us out. Not
Lillard
yet.
scoops to the hoop, lays it in. The Bucks have taken a 1-point. Lopez in transition, squeezes up a three, and he drilled it. The Bucks throwing fire.
This season is far from over.
To work with, drives inside and stuffs it down with the right hand. 59 points now for Giannis. He's tapping his chest as he goes the other way, saying, "This is my house.
We are the home of the Bucks.
This is my house."
WTMJ.
If better health, more energy, and detoxing your body are some of your priorities this year, get Active Liver today. You can find Active Liver in stores at your local CVS or online at Amazon or newnordicusa.com.
James Imaging Systems, your local document imaging partner. JamesImaging.com.
Visit family-owned Ken Michaels Furniture and our in-store design centers where you'll still find beautiful, luxurious, heirloom-quality American-made furniture. Right now, save 30 to 35% store-wide and take advantage of our complimentary design services. Whether you're moving, renovating, or updating, our designers will help your vision become a reality. Visit Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield on Capitol Drive and in Greenfield on Highway 100 to save 30 to 35% store-wide today. Sleep better and save more with mattresses from Milwaukee Mattress and Ken Michaels Furniture. Handcrafted in our Milwaukee factory, our mattresses utilize natural materials like cotton cushioning, which dissipates body heat, Joma wool quilts for warm wintry nights and cool summer evenings, and natural latex providing superior conformability and pressure relief for aching joints. Stop in today at any Ken Michaels Furniture store and save up to 50% compared to national brands.
Hey, it's WTMJ's Kristin Brey, and if you're looking for a new dentist, you should check out Dr. James Michaels at Economawalk Dental Care. Dr. Michaels is committed to providing you with the highest level of care possible. He's prioritized patients' needs no matter how sensitive since he began practicing in 1985. If you're due for a dental visit, Economawalk Dental has an $89 new patient special, so you can get the care that you need at an affordable price. And in addition to an exam, you'll receive a gentle, professional cleaning that will leave your mouth feeling smooth and rejuvenated. Check out Economawalk Dental Care at drmichaelsdentalcare.com or give them a call at 262-567-7224. Start 2025 on a good note by feeling confident about your smile and go see my dentist, Dr. James Michaels, at Economawalk Dental Care.
Explore outdoor living this Saturday from Eric Brown, the president of Outdoor Living Unlimited. He knows his stuff. They expand your living space with decks, patios, fire pits, even outdoor kitchens, and can show you a virtual reality of it all for starters. Outdoor Living Unlimited did a great job at the Matzik household. We love it. So listen and call Eric this Saturday on WTMJ's Fix It Show and check out OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
Baby, it's cold outside.
Another thing you can't leave in your car?
Yes.
From the 414 on the Citing Unlimited WTMJ Talk and Text line, don't leave your bowling ball in the cold or they can crack.
Well, that's
and
good to know,
The same
too.
texter also said that they unfortunately had a flat tire earlier this morning when it was -5. I'm in the red zone for my gas right now.
What?
And I'm just pushing it because I'm waiting for it to be warmer for me to have to get outside and actually put gas in the car, which is probably not the most adult move to make.
I'm going to put on my dad hat, and this is what I would say to Molly. Don't let your car get below a half a tank in this weather. That is everything's going to freeze. Your fuel line will freeze, and then your car is screwed.
Watch this that happen to me. I go out after work today and my car's not going to start.
I will take no pleasure in being right, but I will. And
All right, I will get gas after the show today.
Please do.
All right. Well, when we come back, we're going to spin around the state on Spanning the State.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
This is Matt Meitner, owner of Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Do you find yourself talking to your dog but feel like she's not listening to you?
Bella, sit!
Are you constantly repeating yourself but she's not following your directions?
Sit! Sit!
Frustrating, isn't it? At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we want to help you have a happy, confident, and obedient dog, and we also want to make the training process an enjoyable and worthwhile experience. Contact Sit Means Sit today to schedule a free consultation so we can create a customized training program so you are able to have the dog you want and deserve.
Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Sorry, we don't train husbands, wives, or kids.
Winning in the NFL comes down to the basics, blocking and tackling. In retirement, protection and income are the keys to success. Simply put, if you're nearing or in retirement, you can't afford a stock market crash. Hi, I'm Mitch Lyons. Having played on winning teams with the Steelers and Falcons, studying game film was a key to success. Now I'm a best-selling author and star in a new groundbreaking documentary film called The Retirement Deception. It unveils how the Wall Street machine has been deceiving us for decades and proves you don't need to risk your nest egg in the market to have the retirement you deserve. This film shows you exactly how to protect your retirement from stock market drops and produce more income than you thought possible. I want you to watch this film for free. Call today for your free copy of The Retirement Deception. I think you would agree 30 to 40 years of saving for retirement is at least worth a phone call to watch this film and see how you can improve your retirement. Call today to speak with an all-pro retirement specialist to get your free copy of The Retirement Deception. Call 844-763-2837. That's 844-763-2837. MitchLyonsWealth.com. Your best game plan to protect, grow, and win retirement.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano here for Shopco Optical. Start the new year right. Use your vision benefits and schedule your annual comprehensive eye exam. You can check out new frame styles and order your annual supply of contact lenses all in one place. Shopco Optical is committed to quality eye care and will create personalized vision solutions tailored to your specific vision and lifestyle needs. New year, new you, new style. Call Shopco Optical or visit shopco.com to schedule an appointment at a location nearest you.
This change has leveled us up while being able to maintain the same quality of service that we've always provided, with no upfront fees and 1.9% real estate commission. We're proud to be part of the Century 21 family, so you can move fearlessly with the added confidence of top-of-the-line marketing for maximum home exposure. And that means more eyeballs and the real potential for the highest price for your home. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated. With the ability to market luxury homes on a higher scale than ever before, Century 21 Benefit Realty has taken a huge step forward to tap into a global network of buyers. Maximum exposure to spotlight your unique home with our fine homes and estates marketing so you can sell it for the highest price. And with no upfront fees and 1.9% real estate commission, you win. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated.
The place you want to go, Lynch McWanago.
Nobody sells for less than Lynch.
The Bucks head down south to New Orleans to wash up the Pelicans.
Lets it fly. Got it. Back-to-back bombs from Brook Lopez.
Our coverage starts tonight at 6 with Bucks Shoot Around. We are your home for the Milwaukee Bucks. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
2 o'clock. It's 0 degrees in Milwaukee. A cold weather advisory is in effect until midnight for most of our listening area. Tonight, increasing clouds and slow warming and breezy with a low of 0, warming to 6, but the wind chill stays as low as negative as 20 below. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Tiff Pua. The extremely cold winds will be on their way out, but the clouds will start to roll in. WTMJ meteorologist Craig Copeland says the cloud cover will actually help us keep warm overnight, but brings a different kind of winter weather.
These clouds coming in overnight are expected to lead to some snow tomorrow. It looks like an extended period of snow starting from around morning rush hour, probably going all the way into the evening, but it looks like it'll be slow to fall, a very light snow and a sporadic snow. That's only after snowing all day, only going to add up to around an inch or two.
Your complete WTMJ 5-day forecast is coming up in about 5 minutes. A woman is safe after falling into the icy waters of Lake Monona. The Madison Lake Rescue Team responded around 7:45 this morning to the report of a woman in the water. Police used a paddleboard to rescue the woman before paramedics arrived and pulled her to shore. She told firefighters she fell through the ice while skating on her shoes. The woman wasn't injured but was taken to the hospital for cold exposure. At least 18 states, including Wisconsin, are now suing President Trump over his executive order to limit birthright citizenship. That's the automatic citizenship for anybody born on U.S. soil that's written into the Constitution.
From New Jersey,
this executive order is an assault on the rule of law.
To Arizona and California.
President has overstepped his authority by a mile.
The list of states suing the Trump administration is growing. They claim President Trump's executive order to block birthright citizenship is a clear violation of the 14th Amendment, which says somebody born in the United States is a citizen. The attorneys general want a court to block the executive order. Alex Stone, ABC News.
Retaliatory tariffs could hit Wisconsin's ag industry very hard. James Vanderloo, station manager and head of the OEC group in Milwaukee, tells WTMJ's The Upswing tariffs from Canada, Mexico, and China could have the biggest effect on farmers.
What happened with the previous tariffs is that China ended up sourcing a lot of their soybeans from Brazil. Now we've seen sort of geopolitical things going on between Brazil and China. So it really just opens up the door for places to look at other sources of material.
Vanderloo pointed to Wisconsin's growing ginseng as an example of a commodity in high demand in China. Demand for U.S. corn also took a hit during Trump's first term. The town of Waterford has voted to disband their police department.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Abstain. Oppose.
By a 2-1 vote with one abstention, the Waterford Town Board approved Monday night to allow the department's absorption by the Racine County Sheriff's Department for an initial period of 5 years. The move will begin as soon as practical. The contract for police service in Waterford will end either when it expires, when the final full-time officer leaves, or within the next 6 months. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Time for news about your money. Here's your WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Everything in the green today. The Dow is up 451 points to 43,939. Your S&P 500 is up 46 points to 6,043. And the NASDAQ is up 123 points to 19,753. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 2:04.
You gotta get to Built Right today. WTMJ's Vince Vitrano for Built Right furniture, leather, and mattresses. My family just bought a new living room set and a mattress at Built Right. What a great experience. Built Right's extended New Year's sale and $1 million clearance sell-off is on now. It's all about your comfort, your style, your home at Built Right. 4 generations, 97 years strong. 3rd and 4th generation family members on hand in the store along with their amazing team. Thousands of items in stock or custom order at a low sale price. USA made small scale, Ohio Amish made, and real solid wood furniture. Over 48 models of power lift recliners in stock. 60 models of USA made mattresses, including flippable and heavy duty models. Built Right always saves you money. Free in-store design services. Built Right voted best place to shop. Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Sunday, closed to be with family. Tell them Vinny sent you to Built Right, just off of 894 at 54th and Layton Avenue in Greenfield.
By now, you've probably figured out what's most important to us at Semperfi is our reputation. Building a great character-driven remodeling company is actually quite easy. It's just the first 20 years that are a bit challenging. Great companies are collections of great people, and we have great people. They're the ones that helped us build our reputation. But they only come after you've built something they want to be part of. We don't necessarily have to look for good people. They come to us. And that's what you want when you hire an exterior remodeling company. Someone who's going to stand behind their work. And a company that is truly proud of their people. And it's because they do great work. And when you're ready, we'll do great work for you too. This is Brad Younglith with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper Fi.
Time for a WTMJ sports update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. Another day off for your Milwaukee Bucks as they prepare to head down to snowy New Orleans for a Wednesday tilt with the Pelicans. The 2025 Baseball Hall of Fame class will be announced this evening. Former Brewers pitcher CeCe Sabathia and Francisco Rodriguez are among the 28 nominees, as is former Milwaukee trade deadline pickup Curtis Granderson. College basketball tonight. The number 10 Marquette men head to New Jersey to take on Seton Hall. Hear the game over at 94.5 ESPN. And the 18th ranked Wisconsin men's basketball team is back in action tonight to face UCLA on the West Coast. Tip-off is at 8:30 p.m. Badger Sports updates are sponsored by Siding Unlimited, Siding, and a whole lot more. Taking a look at your roads with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving time saver traffic. Just 2 incidents to report, and this is because of the cold. I-94 East, about a mile beyond the ramp from County F in Waukesha County. The right shoulder is blocked due to a disabled vehicle. And a very similar situation on 94 South, about a half mile beyond the ramp from Beecher Street. The right shoulder is also blocked there due to a disabled vehicle. Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. A cold weather advisory is in effect until midnight for most of our listening area. Tonight, the clouds will increase with a slow warming and breezy with a low of 0, warming up to 6. But the wind chill stays to 20 below 0. For your Wednesday, scattered snow showers up to an inch, breezy and warmer with a high of 24. Thursday, mostly sunny, slight cool down to a high of 21. Your Friday, mostly sunny and a high of 23. And for your Saturday, mostly cloudy, flurries to the north, a high of 35. Right now in Madison, it's 0 degrees. In Waukesha, it's 2 below. In Green Bay, it's 3 below. And in Milwaukee, it's sunny and 0 degrees. I'm Tiff Pua. Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 2:08.
It's time to take a spin around Wisconsin and find stories you might have missed. Here's Spinning the State on Spanning the State with Kristin, Brey, and Brian Noonan.
It doesn't matter if we've got no degrees. We have stories happening in Wisconsin, and we like to share them with you. If you want more details, you can text SPIN to 855-616-1620. Perhaps the friction of the wheel will warm us on this cold day, Kristin.
Still not frozen?
Well, let's find out. Nope.
Whitefish Bay.
Well, the once vibrant Whitefish Bay mainstay, the Fox Bay Theater, has loomed dark and empty since 2020, like my soul. It might finally be revitalized, however, in 2025. The theater has a new tenant, an entertainment and venue operation, a company called Argo. According to the Journal Sentinel and the agenda of the village board meeting, Argo's estimated $7.53 million proposal would transform the Fox Bay Cinema and Grill into a mid-sized entertainment venue for live acts and occasional movie nights. The plan calls for the first floor to be a full-service food and beverage operation. The second floor would be converted into an event space that could accommodate both weddings and meetings. If approved, the project could fill roughly 18,400 square feet. Numbers confuse me. Of space that has been vacant since September of 2020. If the plan is approved, the new space could open by this fall.
That would be great.
Yeah. I'm always sad when I see these old theaters
old awnings.
Driving down, because you see the lights and you're like, oh, this used to be the place.
Like the neighborhood movie theater.
Right.
I actually went to the Downer Theater for the first time Friday, and I saw Complete Unknown.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy that Milwaukee Film saved that theater. Yeah.
The amenities at some of the big multiplexes are great, but there is something about going into these old theaters and you see
like two or three screens. Yeah.
It's like this is great. All right, well, good news. We'll see what happens in Whitefish Bay. Let's see what happens somewhere else.
Wauwatosa.
All right, Wauwatosa. So I think we can add railroad crossing safety to the list that everyone can agree on, I would hope. In Wauwatosa, one crossing in particular is being targeted for improvement, and the federal government is going to help. A $1 million federal grant will help Wauwatosa staff determine how to turn a steep, city-owned railroad crossing near Highway 100 into a through street underneath the rail line with bike and pedestrian access in the coming years. The city will receive the funds from the U.S. Department of Transportation's Federal Railroad Administration in order to conduct a preliminary engineering study on how to improve the crossing, including plans to eliminate the at-grade crossing to divert vehicles from crossing in any train's path. A through street under the railroad would bring about 3,200 vehicles per day to the Walnut Road and save travelers approximately 1.4 miles in travel.
I like that.
The new crossing would also cut down response times for members of the Wauwatosa Police Department. Since 1988, 5 vehicle train crashes have occurred at that crossing.
Ugh. That's one of those ones that just looks like you take a little Dukes of Hazzard fly off that little incline.
Yeah, so
that's always good.
Good news.
Who's gonna argue against train crossing safety? I want to meet
Someone.
I want to meet that person and tell them to take a long drive.
It's a waste of money.
Listen, it's only 5 crashes. What are you worried about?
Menasha.
Ooh, well, not great news in Menasha. More than 100 workers in the Fox Valley are going to lose their job when a plastic injection molding plant in Menasha closes later this year. Orbis Corporation plans to move production from its facility in Menasha to a new plant in Texas, according to a layoff notice filed with the state this week. The layoffs will be permanent and will begin around March 16th. WPR quoted the layoff notice, quote, "The terminations will likely occur in phases depending upon the needs of the business as the work at the Menasha facility winds down. Some employees impacted by the closure of the Menasha facility may be offered positions for which they are qualified at facilities located in the Fox Valley region of Wisconsin," end quote. The jobs lost range from plant manager to production operators, according to the notice, and the employees are not represented by a union. So,
all right.
Tough go up in the Fox Valley. Unfortunate. But if you want more details on any of the stories we covered, then by all means, text SPIN to 855-616-1620. You can also listen to Spinning the State as a podcast, and you can hear all the show and all our great content as podcasts. All you have to do is go to WTMJ.com or wherever you get your podcasts. When we come back, this goes right to something we were talking about before, how to keep your car running in cold temps, and your attempt
to push the gas line?
Well, push the gas line and also open a car that may not want to open. So a lot to get to, and if you have winter car nightmare stories that are actually a little bit funny, you can share them at 855-616-1620. We'll be back after this on Spanning the State.
And that was my mindset all year. Involve Giannis every single day.
Gruber Law Offices presents Thanalysis.
There've never been another person like me.
A podcast from Thanasis Antetokounmpo.
So why would I try to change?
Also supported by Carbless, premium ready-to-drink cocktails.
I just got to involve Giannis.
And Potawatomi Casino Hotel in Milwaukee.
There've never been another Giannis throughout the history of the game.
Subscribe on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts.
Is outdoor living limited at your place? Well, imagine a deck, a patio, pergola, fire pit, maybe even an outdoor kitchen in your yard. Outdoor Living Unlimited is a local, family-owned company that consults, designs, and builds these things. They're the best. Let them make Outdoor Living Unlimited in your yard like they did in ours. We are Wisconsin. We live outdoors as much as possible. Make the most of it with help from Outdoor Living Unlimited. See OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
Ready to tackle your home improvement project this winter? Exterior Pros and Baths is here to help you score big with quality home exterior and shower upgrades. As a 5-time President's Club Award winner, Exterior Pros is not playing around. With flexible financing, it's never been easier to invest in your home without breaking the bank. Get started today and save $2,000. Visit extpros.com or call 262-800-4274. That's 262-800-4274. Trust the pros and kick off your home transformation today.
Hey, Pink Floyd fans, we are giving away 2 tickets to see the legendary music of Pink Floyd live in concert with the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra. Yeah, they're coming to the Riverside Theater February 7th. Tickets are on sale now at PabstTheaterGroup.com. The legendary music of Pink Floyd, as you've never heard it before, live in concert with the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra, including a full rock band. If you would like to grab those 2 tickets from us, then be caller number 4 at 855-616-1620. Caller 4, 855-616-1620. Going to see the legendary music of Pink Floyd with the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra February 7th.
I'm WTMJ's Sandy Max. What makes working at Three Pillars so special? Let's hear from my friend Tracy.
One of the things that enticed me about Three Pillars and wanting to work there was their stellar reputation and just being top rated. I got this job. I told people, I told family and friends and people I knew, and every single one of them was like, oh my gosh, you're going to love that place.
Find a rewarding career at threepillars.org.
Good choice, Rhea. Welcome back to Spanning the State. I'm Kristin Brey.
I'm Brian Noonan. Godfather of Soul can always warm me up a little bit. Do you park in your garage? Do you park outside?
Well, it's a tight fit, but we
Yes.
both park in the garage.
Yeah. Is it is your garage insulated?
Yes.
You're very lucky. Good for you.
Yeah.
Mine is not. But so it's still very cold. But this is a hard time, and I always, I am not always the most sympathetic human being.
No.
But if somebody's car breaks down in this weather, I feel bad for them. Do I stop and get out? Absolutely not. It's freezing. What am I, an insane person? But I will, I check to
You're
see.
like, bummer, man.
Well, normally the cars are empty because people are smart enough to get a ride or something. But I feel bad. And so there was a story today, and I know it seems like we're going crazy on the weather. But unless it gets like this again, we'll just ride the winter out like we always do with a few complaints here and there.
Yeah.
But this is tough. So it's how you prevent your car from breaking down. Now, is Mike good with cars?
Better than me.
Better than you.
I'm not a car person.
Okay.
As we're going to talk about at the bottom of the hour, as far as things that we wish we would have learned more, as far as just being an adult.
Yep.
Because I didn't really have, I had a car for a little bit when I was in LA.
Right.
But that was my parents' car.
Sure.
And I was not responsible for it, even though I probably should have been. And then when I was in Berkeley and San Francisco and New York, so basically from 2008 until 2020,
okay,
I didn't have a car.
Oh, wow.
I just used public transportation. And so I am late to the game as far as being responsible for taking care of a vehicle.
I would in no way describe myself as a car person. I had to learn certain things with my first cars, just little things to keep them running. Now with all the computer stuff, that's why there's certified technicians. Good. Here, you folks take care of it now. So, but there's some stuff I know, and this might help because this is stuff we all need to know. If you go out, if you went out this morning and your car didn't start, or there's a good chance tomorrow it's going to be just as cold, maybe you go out, your car won't start, and they say that's because the battery is not fully charged.
Okay.
Do you have any idea how to charge your battery?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I know you need another car.
Yes.
And you need the
for
jumper
the jumper cables,
and
yeah.
then you just you have to connect the
Yes,
colors.
that's
so they
that's all you
that
need.
much I know.
That's all you need to know.
I do not know how to change a tire.
Well, changing a tire, even when you know how, it's still a pain.
Okay, all right.
It's still
Makes
not.
me feel better.
And in this weather, that's why you have AAA.
I do have AAA. I do have AAA.
See, then you know all you need to know about a car. You got the phone number. They said you could warm up the battery by flashing the high beams for 20 to 30 seconds. That seems nuts. Then turn on the ignition. If you drive a car with a fuel injector, wait a few seconds so that the fuel pump starts working, and pull the lever if your carburetor has no automatic choke. That is, I'm guessing, mostly for if you drive antique cars, because if you don't have an automatic choke on your car now, I don't know what you're driving. Maybe a agricultural implement, something like that. But they're like, one of my cars had a manual choke back in the day. It was But I'm as old as Henry Ford. So try to start your car. It should be turned on no longer than 10 to 15 seconds, or it can over. So I don't know. Avoid. Oh, here's one for you, Kristin. This has nothing to do with the battery. Avoid throwing hot water on your windows to de-ice them, as it can result in the glass cracking, according to the Wisconsin DOT.
I didn't throw it. So this is an old story. I actually, so this was before we had a garage. This was at our old apartment. And I was actually in a hurry because I was leaving my apartment to go do Steve's show. This is when I still was doing Steve's show
I like
once
that you
a week.
throw Scafidi under the bus for this
And
story.
I was like, I'm going to be late because my door had frozen shut.
That sucks.
And so the driver door, I could not, all the doors. I couldn't open any of the doors because the doors had frozen shut. And so I did pour boiling water on the seal of the door.
Okay.
And then I sat in the car and let the ice melt off of the window shield.
Okay.
So I didn't, because I knew enough that I knew if I got it on the window, it would crack.
But
I didn't know, how else do you open the door if the door's frozen shut?
That happened to me once, and I don't know other than
Can't bring there's no plugs for a hairdryer.
This will surprise you. I just kept banging on the door.
Oh, God.
And then finally it loosened up. I am a big believer in impact maintenance. That sometimes there are tools that can do it, but throughout time we didn't always have tools. Sometimes we had to use brute force. And so that sometimes
It's like a vending machine.
Yeah, sometimes that's
my
it.
M&Ms.
Give them to me. Now, you're too young to remember this, but every time we get to this time of year, I remember growing up, and I'm sure there's still a lot of people who either may still use these or remember using them. We didn't have a garage when I was a kid. And when it would get this cold, my dad and all the neighbors would have these electric dipsticks, and they would plug them in and stick them down into the oil and leave it in overnight so that the oil didn't solidify overnight. And then you would come out in the morning, you'd pull out the dipstick, just like when you're getting an oil change, and off you'd go because your oil would still be warm. Or there was an entire engine block warmer, where it was like an electric blanket that you would plug in at night and lay it over your engine so that your car would start in the morning. These are primitive times.
Is it different? Because I don't feel like you see cars parked outside all the time in Milwaukee now. Is there cars built differently that they don't need to do that anymore?
I'm going to refer back to my statement that I would not define myself as a car guy.
All right.
But I'm guessing there has to be some difference in the oil. I know oil grades have changed over the years. And maybe the way we build cars, the way we build cars also has changed. But I don't know if you are a certified automotive technician and you know the answer to that, we would love to hear from you.
Well, someone already corrected us that what I described is jumping for my battery is jumping the car from another car. It's not charging it.
Well, no, I that's true, and I didn't want to correct you, but it will charge after you jump it. So once
wait,
you jump it,
how do you charge it without jumping it?
There's battery chargers that you hook on the same way that you hook on, like you were describing, the jumper cables.
Oh, but you do it with
plug it in, and then it will charge it up.
Okay.
Yeah, but the jumping is exactly right. That's how you start. If you have somebody there, you jump it, you get a jump, and then it will charge the battery as it goes. Unless your battery is completely dead, and then you got to get a new battery. Yeah.
Okay.
I used to say go to Sears. That's where you always went for batteries back in the olden times, back in the before times.
The before times.
The before. There were always a lot of before times. So yeah. I used to. The nice thing about having a newer car, and my car's a 2013, so it's not new, but it's newer, is that you don't have to, in this weather, worry about it starting for the most part.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I went out the other day before it got really crazy, got the oil changed, got new wipers on the car, all that stuff. And, then I tell Debbie, I don't know if, you're in the insulated garage. Debbie won't park in our garage, because it is a really tight fit.
Oh.
Like really tight. But two cars can fit in there if you need it. So her car is parked out front, and I have to remind her, hey, go out and just start your car for a little bit and drive it around the block.
So do you guys ever start the car and just let it run?
No.
See, so Mike has a car that you can start remote, without being in the car and start warming the car up.
Yes.
That is the one thing. That is the one new invention on a car now that I'm back in Wisconsin. I wish I had, because mine is similar to yours, where it's like, if you're going to start it, you have to start it, but I don't want anyone to steal the car, and I'm not going to have the car running in the garage with the garage door closed. I'm smart enough not to do that.
You walk into just
that's
a
the
death
one
trap.
thing I wish I could do as far as starting the car without having to leave the keys in the car.
When I bought this car, it came with, 6 months of this program that you could do all this stuff, and one of them was an auto start. So when I left my job, I was walking across the street to a parking garage, and I would start it as I walked across the street, but by the time I got to the car, it was warmed up.
All right, well, let's take a quick break. We got a mechanic who called in to give us some advice. I guess this guy probably knows a lot more about cars than you or I, Brian. So
100%.
We'll talk to the mechanic after this.
Wisconsin's afternoon news is here for you, bringing you the latest headlines with John McCure.
Wanted to get you some information on the shooting suspect in that United Healthcare CEO shooting that took place in New York.
And diving into the details with Julia Fellow.
Charged with murder as an act of terrorism. Kind of bizarre when I saw that.
Tune in to Wisconsin's afternoon news, where your day's story unfolds. Weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. Only here on WTMJ.
Healthy joints, healthy lifestyle. Vince Vetrano for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Arthritis, injuries, wear and tear, common joint issues that keep you from doing what you love. At OAW, a visit to the doctor doesn't always mean surgery. Everyone is different. Surgeons, nurses, physical therapists work together to come up with a plan for you. Maybe it's PT, medication, injection, and if you do need surgery like I did, you know you're in the best of hands. Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, there is a difference. Book an appointment online at orthowisconsin.com.
Who doesn't need a seasonal wardrobe update? But who has the cash to always keep their wardrobe updated? Ladies, that's why you shop St. Vincent de Paul. Our women's clothing is always a highlight of our stores, and thrift store prices keep the costs low. It allows you to experiment and also find a hidden gem. St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Well, as you said before the break, we have an expert to help us out.
Jeff, mechanic from Brookfield. Teach us things about our car.
Okay, well, number one, you're talking about starting. The cars start so much better now because of fuel injection.
Is that why we don't have to? Is that why we don't have to?
You don't have to choke. You don't have to heat the oil. The oil now is so much thinner. They get by with thinner oil than they ever used to.
Okay.
It used to be you have 20 weight in the winter and 30 weight in the summer. Once in a while, 10 weight. Well, now some of the cars are down to 0.20 oil, which means just almost like water, but it does lubricate well. So that's number one. Fuel injection does all the thinking for you. All you have to do is basically turn the key. As far as taking care of your car, number one, oil change.
Okay.
And I wouldn't go to manufacturers' recommendations. They only warranty the car for so long. So go back to the old 3 months or 3,000 miles. It's going to cost you a little bit more now, but it'll save you so much more.
Very nice.
I don't know if you remember the old Fram ad, Fram oil filter. It said, "Pay me now or pay me later."
I do remember that. Yeah.
Yes, and today's later is, you're talking. I still deliver parts.
Yeah.
$3,000 to $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 bills are not uncommon.
Oof.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is maintenance.
So wait, quickly, Jeff. 3 months or 3,000 miles? Which one? Everyone comes first.
First, yeah.
First, okay. So if I'm not driving 3,000 miles, I should still do it every 3 months.
Do it.
Okay.
Do it.
Do it.
It's
I'll make Mike do it.
So much, and change your filters when you're supposed to.
All right. Well, Jeff, thank you.
The other thing I'll tell you, find a guy, a reputable mechanic that's honest.
Perfect.
Are you still working or are you retired?
All right, Jeff is gone. We got to get to news.
All right. Well, when we come back, some adulting. Some adulting's happening at UW Eau Claire. So stay with us on Spanning the State.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. President Trump has signed a wave of executive orders since taking office, several already facing legal challenges. Nearly 24 states filing multiple lawsuits over his directive limiting birthright citizenship.
The first line of the 14th Amendment says somebody born in the United States is a U.S. citizen, and for that reason, states are now suing, arguing President Trump's executive order is clearly unconstitutional and cannot be enforced. California Attorney General Rob Bonta.
I have one message for President Trump. I'll see you in court.
He and other attorneys general are asking a court for an immediate injunction to prevent the executive order from going into effect. Alex Stone, ABC News.
The Gaza ceasefire deal holding for a third day and on track for Hamas to release 4 more Israeli female hostages this coming Saturday. A rare winter storm leaving many areas in the south covered in snow and ice, and dangerous cold keeping its grip on much of the country. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 2:31. I'm Tiff Pua. New body cam video shows the moment a Milwaukee police officer shot a child sexual assault suspect on January 6th near 7th and Arthur on the city's south side. The video shows the officer shoot 19-year-old Emilio Arner Ortiz once before making an arrest. Arner Ortiz faces over 120 years in prison and a $360,000 fine if convicted on all the charges against him. The officer involved is still on administrative leave while an internal investigation continues. Water is restored in Green Bay after freezing temperatures burst a water main. Crews for the Green Bay Water Utility responded to East Mason and South Roosevelt Streets on Monday afternoon. Company officials confirmed that the break was weather-related. The line was successfully repaired and service restored around 10 a.m. this morning. And no garbage pickup today in Milwaukee or Madison. Milwaukee's Department of Public Works are calling off sanitation services today to keep staff safe in the extreme cold weather. DPW assures residents that all scheduled services will be caught up by the end of the week. In Madison, the Streets Division will only use the automated style collection trucks from its fleet, so there will be fewer trucks out, and so some neighborhoods won't have their pickup done until Wednesday. Time for news about your money. Here's your WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Everything's still in the green today for your Tuesday. Your Dow is up 487 points to 43,975. Your S&P 500 is up 51 points to 6,048. And your NASDAQ is up 149 points to 19,779. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Taking a look at your roads with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic. The big issue today because of the cold are disabled vehicles, and the majority of them, we have 5 of them on I-94 eastbound, starting from the zoo all the way through to Barker Road. Please be careful as you are out there. Keep those cars off the roads if you are feeling unsafe. Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. A cold weather advisory is in effect until midnight for most of our listening area. Tonight, increasing clouds and slowly warming and breezy with a low of 0, warming to up to 6, but your wind chill will be 20 below 0. For your Wednesday, scattered snow showers up to 1 inch, breezy and warmer with a high of 24. Thursday, mostly sunny, slight cool down with a high of 21. Friday, mostly sunny with a high of 23. And for your Saturday, mostly cloudy with flurries to the north, a high of 35. Right now in Lake Geneva, it's 0 degrees. In Muskego, it's 1 below. And in Milwaukee, it is sunny and 0 degrees. I'm Tiff Pua. Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 2:34.
Explore outdoor living this Saturday from Eric Brown, the president of Outdoor Living Unlimited. He knows his stuff. They expand your living space with decks, patios, fire pits, even outdoor kitchens, and can show you a virtual reality of it all for starters. Outdoor Living Unlimited did a great job at the Matzik household. We love it. So listen and call Eric this Saturday on WTMJ's Fix It Show and check out OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
I'm Tony Drake from Drake & Associates. Taxes in retirement could take a bigger bite out of your savings than ever before. With a rising tax environment, many retirees are worried about running out of money. At Drake & Associates, we understand those fears, and we're here to help you feel more confident about your retirement. That's why we're offering a free retirement toolkit and a copy of my book, Get Retirement Ready, to help you take control of your financial future. Don't let rising taxes catch you off guard. Text TAX to 414-897-9522 to claim your free resources. That's TAX to 414-897-9522.
Drake & Associates is an independent investment advisory firm that offers different investment vehicles. All insurance products are backed by the issuing insurance company. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only.
Our favorite reason to choose Diamonds Direct over any other jeweler? Free service for life with no fine print. That's right. When you buy your engagement ring or any piece of jewelry at Diamonds Direct, you will never have to pay a dime in the future for sizing, cleaning, or routine maintenance. At Diamonds Direct, there's no gotcha clause, no fine print, no looking for ways to void the warranty. Diamonds Direct, the jeweler you can trust with a no questions asked 100% free lifetime warranty with no strings attached. Come see us to learn more.
Reason number 52 to choose Diamonds Direct over any other jeweler. Only Diamonds Direct gives you a 110% diamond upgrade guarantee. Diamonds Direct will give you 110% of your original purchase price toward the new stone. That's 10% more than you paid the first time. Guaranteed appreciation. Who else does this? There's no fine print and no minimum purchase requirement. It's 10% more, period. Buy with confidence. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
What are 3 things you can do during a frozen Wisconsin winter? Well, you can go skiing, or do some ice fishing, or you can take a tropical vacation with Mr. Holland's Home Services. No, despite the rumors, we're not adding a travel agency to our robust roster of services. But with Mr. Holland's help, you can enjoy a tropical getaway this winter without ever leaving your home. Bring the heat of the beach into your abode with our top-notch heating repair, replacement, and maintenance. Relax to the soothing sounds of gently cascading water provided by our prestigious plumbers. Bask in the warm glow of revitalizing light, courtesy of Mr. Holland's expert electricians. Heating, plumbing, and electric, or as we like to call it, the trifecta of tranquility. Escape to the tropics and rejuvenate your January with Mr. Holland's Home Services. 866-992-1717 or visit MrHollandsHomeservices.com. Want to say aloha to Total Home Comfort? We can help.
When I grow up, I want to be famous, I want to be a star, I want to be a movie. When I grow up, I want to see the world.
Welcome back to Spanning the State. I'm Kristin Brey.
I'm Brian Noonan. Just really fast, thanks to everybody who was sending in information about the cars and why the fuel injectors make cars start much better than the old carburetors and the computer systems. But somebody warned that the computer systems do use a lot of battery, so that, even when you're not driving, the computer in your car is going, it's drinking that battery juice. So it might not. This is a good jumping off point for this next story because there are things, and I want you to think about things that as an adult, you look back and go, boy, why didn't I learn this in school? Why wasn't there a class either in high school or why wasn't there an elective that I could have taken in college that maybe would have helped me in the real world of being an adult? And the reason I ask this, and feel free to jump in, 855-616-1620. I'm not going to use the term adulting that they use in there because I think it's ridiculous. I hate that word. But we've all become adults, some more than others, and there's just little skills. So now UW Extension has decided we are going to offer adulting classes.
And that's what they're calling them.
They are calling
like when you go to the website and sign up, it's an adulting class.
They are independent living skills, and they are under the Human Development and Relationship Institute at Wisconsin Extensions.
Okay.
So it's all of these things. When the students sign up, they are surveyed by the instructor as, what kind of things do you want to know? Some people have said, like, how do I buy groceries? Which, boy, you need more than one class. How do I sign a lease? How do I fill out my taxes? And maybe you have at home a support system growing up that gives you that information. I didn't come from a finance family. It was, we got all these kids, we got all this tuition. My dad's working 2 jobs, my mom's working, and so it was just pay the bills.
Yeah.
Just churn and burn. Other people come from a family where that was taught from the time you were young. Oh, this is what you put away, and this is why you do this. So That's a good one for a lot of people. So there are extension educators in almost every county of Wisconsin.
Okay.
So you can go to UW Extensions and go to the Human Development and Relationship Institute and sign up for some of the classes. So here, just a couple of the ones they offer. Rent Smart. That helps renters and landlords understand their rights and responsibilities.
Okay.
Because I'm sure, I know we've all had landlords that were sketchy at best.
Oh, I absolutely did.
So now did you...
And we actually ended up taking them we had to get a mediator.
Really?
Because this was back in San Francisco, and our original landlord was this old Chinese woman who lived in the building. And
Sounds
she eventually,
very San Francisco.
And then she got too old, so she had to move, and she sold the building. And this was common in San Francisco. The new owner offered to buy me out because I had rent control.
Oh,
and
man.
I turned it down because you also have to pay taxes on what that buyout is. And so I was like, this doesn't actually get me very far because I had gotten my apartment before Facebook went public.
Okay.
So it was affordable. That guy, literally, it was like over a year of construction on the building. And there was weeks at a time I didn't have heat. They left holes in my walls when they were trying to do stuff. And so my neighbor and I ended up taking him to, it wasn't small claims court, but we had to lay out all the proof. And then he finally started getting more work done. But I think he was trying to bully us out.
Now, was that obviously you figured it out, but that some of those rights would have been nice to know.
It would have been nice
Going
to know
in?
as far as what am I entitled to? Like heat.
Yes. Am I entitled to heat? Yes. Can they make me move out?
Can I not pay my rent as long as there's open holes in my walls? I didn't know any of that.
See that? So maybe a Rent Smart would have been a great class for everybody who had to rent. Money Smart in Head Start teaches parents how to talk to their kids about finances starting at a young age. That's good. Money Matters teaches kids the basics of personal finances. Modules include money management and budgeting, credit and loans, health insurance, and making your money work for you, which goes to one of our texters who said, I could have used a class freshman year of college on how credit cards work.
It's not free money.
No, but they don't tell you that when they set up the table in the student center and say, hey, you want to go out? You're like, yes. And now you've got a pocket full of beers, basically. And you go out and then,
And 20% interest.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, it's like, wait, what? No, this card doesn't work anymore. Have you paid anything? Oh. All right. Maybe that. Plan Ahead is a program with planning for retirement tools, including end-of-life directives for yourself and for your loved ones. Yeah, I have no idea about a will or end-of-life or...
You've never looked into any of that stuff?
No. I don't say that proudly. I think we... No, we don't. No, I haven't. I'm not going to lie. I don't, and it's not that I don't do it out of fear. I just, retirement, the retirement tools, I know that, but end of life directives for myself, it's going to be Debbie, and she knows, pull it. And Molly knows the same thing. So there's not a lot. I gave them my directive. If they listen to it, is another issue altogether.
Got it.
So there you go. Are there any other classes or anything you wish you had learned?
I wish, because what this kind of reminds me is a little bit of what home economics was, right? As far as that, I remember, I think I took home economics or some version of that for one semester in 8th grade, and I feel like I learned the basics of how to sew on a sewing machine, and that is one thing. I wish if I could tailor my own clothes.
Oh, that would be nice.
Oh, that would be a game changer as far as being able to thrift and get things that are maybe not they are on sale or whatever, and just make them fit me better. I would love to be able to know how to sew better.
Maybe they have a sewing class.
Maybe they have a sewing
I
class.
took a sewing class when I was a kid in a summer school kind of project, so I could put on a button and fix a seam.
Yeah,
but that's about it.
Yeah,
but. Going to that point, that's a great, people don't know how to iron, and I know that sounds old-fashioned, but people don't know how to sew, and it's these were skills.
Set the table,
right?
Which side? Where does the fork go?
You always start from the outside.
I do know
in.
that one.
That one you know, but there are all kind of things that some of them come from a different time, because I'm sure there are people going, who irons anything anymore? Do you iron?
We iron every once in a while. I also have a steamer. You know what we also I use a lot is the Febreze wrinkle release spray.
Does it work?
It's magic. It's magic in a bottle, I swear to God.
See, I have ironed. I learned to iron after college because my mom used to do all the ironing for my dad's shirts and stuff. And I watched her and I did it. And for me, it's a very zen activity. Because it's very results oriented. You've got this wrinkly shirt and you have to make it smooth. And so I can get into a nice zone and a mindset. And and
it's visible when you're done.
And
you're like,
yes,
it's now,
I put it on the hanger and I go, look at this.
Wrinkle-free.
It is wrinkle-free.
All right, well, let us know. We're going to take a break quickly, but let us know on the Sighting Unlimited WTMJ talk and text line 855-616-1620. What do you wish you would have learned earlier about being an adult and adult responsibilities? What would you like to have taken a class on? And we'll be back after this.
Hey, this is WTMJ's Steve Scavini for Heiser Automotive. I love talking about Heiser. Just picked up a 2023 pre-owned Chevy Silverado 1500 LT, beautiful glacier blue. Here's what I love about Heiser. All the great programs. Safe and Sound program. Vehicle exchange program. Valid on new or pre-owned vehicles, which is what I was talking about. Purchase or lease for the comfort of your own home. Roadside assistance for life. All the things you love about Heiser is all the reasons why they say every day and why I always tell people at Heiser, today's your day.
Hi, this is Julie Coombs and Cindy Storm Fisher with Storm Fisher Investment Group. Are you a retiring professional worried about the direction of our economy, about making your money last? Come see what we can do for you. Let us show you how we take care of you to help you have a great retirement. We are at 262-796-8400 or stormfisher.com. See you soon.
Securities offered through Osaic Wealth Inc. Member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services offered through Osaic Advisory Services LLC. Osaic Advisory. Osaic Wealth and Osaic Advisory are separately owned, and other entities and/or marketing names, products, and services referenced here are independent of Osaic Wealth and Osaic Advisory.
You wake up feeling like you just boxed 12 rounds. Some wake up sweating with sore jaws, headaches, and a lot of our patients complain of brain fog. I'm Dr. Madan Kandula, and these signs, often joined with snoring, are sleep apnea symptoms. And if this sounds like you may have been in a struggle last night between you and this serious disorder. Many people aren't willing to fight back. But the fact is, you can't go through these nightly struggles without ramifications that each night chip away at your life's expiration date. I get it. You don't want to wear a CPAP mask. You may find out you don't need one. We have every effective sleep apnea solution available. And believe me, the mask is the last resort.
It's time to take action to stop your sleep struggle. Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Results may vary. Most insurance accepted.
This is Jeff Johnson.
And I'm Jason Johnson.
And together, we're part of Johnson & Sons Paving.
Get your parking lot ready now for spring and avoid paying for extra repairs later on.
We'll come out to your property and walk it with you.
Potholes, damaged asphalt, damaged concrete, standing water, you name it. We'll talk to you about your options and fix it.
Plan a budget, set up an overall schedule with Johnson & Sons Paving.
It's all about doing it right the first time. Call us today to schedule a walkthrough and free estimate.
JohnsonandSonsPaving.com.
No one wanted to hire me. They just saw my disability, but not me. I worked hard to get the education and the skills needed to thrive. I was ready to work. Then someone believed in me and said yes.
And once you say yes, Thinkability Wisconsin will be there, providing transition and workforce support for people with disabilities and their employers to help shape a better future for all. It all starts when you say yes. Join the movement at thinkabilitywi.org.
I'm a big kid now.
I'm a big kid now. Went from baby bottles to drinking from sippy cups. Went from wearing diapers to rocking these fresh pull-ups. We're 50 million strong. So
what is this?
And help us sing
I don't know, but if I want to, go with some fresh pull-ups.
It's the pull-ups commercial. You ever heard that?
Is it really?
Wow. I have not heard that pull-ups commercial before. That is
really.
When did pull-ups go
street?
street?
Kid now I know, but the rap version?
Yeah, it's a new one, I guess.
All right.
Wow.
Welcome back, Spinning the State.
That's what you get to look forward to when Frankie starts rapping when she grows into pull-ups.
Great.
That'll be fun.
Great skill set.
Yeah, sure. I wish someone had taught me that when I was a youth.
We were talking about adulting classes offered at UW Extension and what classes you would have liked to take and had some the adult responsibilities and known them instead of having to learn the hard way as far as trial and error. I guess in my generation, it was just like, I'm going to YouTube this and figure out how to do it. Because for this 262, we had someone text in and say carpenter.
That would
be very useful.
What? There's a difference.
That really that's like a actual skill.
That is a skill.
I don't know if that's something that everyone has to know. I think basic being able to hang pictures or a mirror or like basic fixes.
Yes.
I don't know if I need to know how to build shelves.
No, but I think to like replace a doorknob or how to do little things around the house.
Yeah.
How to just use a tool, what these tools are for, what you could do. That makes sense. But yeah, carpenter is a skilled trade. So you spend a lot of time becoming very good at that trade.
Certain level of being able to fix stuff without having to hire anyone would be helpful.
How do I change the outlet? Not the outlet itself, but just the plate.
I remember having to I never ended up taking this class because I think I left West before I had to. But there was an elective in high school where you had one of those crying babies.
Oh God.
For like 3 days.
Yeah.
And you had to like keep the baby alive. Now that's an adulting class.
That is, did your you didn't take the class?
I didn't end up taking the class, but I remember every semester, mostly girls walking around school like all day with the baby.
This crying baby.
Yeah, and figuring it out.
And the first thing you learn, you can't leave them in the locker. That's a no-no.
Or a cold car.
Or a cold car. We learned that today. My daughter's senior year from the 920 had a class where they basically play the game of life. Each student is given a different scenario, and all year long, they're given real-life matters. It was a job medical crisis to have a baby. You have to spend the whole year balancing your budget and budgeting their finances. They even had to show them how to buy a car. That's
really helpful.
I like that one.
How to pay taxes.
Yep.
This is really important stuff that kids do. That is it's a year-long class. I feel like every senior in high school should have to take that class.
Just think about every time you've bought a car and you've gone into a dealership, how helpless you feel. Yeah, it's like, I don't know what to do. And you're getting screwed. But you still got to try to figure out how to negotiate.
You're like, I'm not going to take this first offer, right?
$20 less? Let me see my manager. All right, we'll be back to say goodbye after this. It's Spanning the State.
The Upswing is your place for commerce and community.
We are joined on the phone by former Milwaukee Brewers Vice President Laurel Prade.
Hosted by Jeff Sherman.
Bud made known to Bob that in no uncertain terms that he wasn't going anywhere. He called George and he said, you don't want me to tell you what I said to George that day.
Weekdays from 10 to 11 on WTMJ. Presented by Horicon Bank, the natural choice for all your banking needs.
Visit family-owned Ken Michaels Furniture and our in-store design centers where you'll still find beautiful, luxurious, heirloom-quality American-made furniture. Right now, save 30 to 35% store-wide and take advantage of our complimentary design services. Whether you're moving, renovating, or updating, our designers will help your vision become a reality. Visit Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield on Capitol Drive and in Greenfield on Highway 100 to save 30 to 35% store-wide today. Sleep better and save more with mattresses from Milwaukee Mattress and Ken Michaels Furniture. Handcrafted in our Milwaukee factory, our mattresses utilize natural materials like cotton cushioning, which dissipates body heat, Joma wool quilts for warm wintry nights and cool summer evenings, and natural latex providing superior conformability and pressure relief for aching joints. Stop in today at any Ken Michaels Furniture store and save up to 50% compared to national brands.
Hair Volume is the best-selling hair tablet in the world and one of many award-winning natural hair products from New Nordic. Purchase at newnordicusa.com or CVS.
Restaurant prices are soaring, but not at the Mine Chef restaurant in Hartford. WTMJ's John Mercure here, one of my favorite places, family-owned for almost 50 years. I took my daughters there. Great memories. It's super affordable, and it's so much fun. Every Tuesday, the authentic Mexican buffet is all you can eat, and it's just $9.99. It's the best Tuesday dining value, $9.99. Kids 5 and under eat free today from that kids menu. They can safely play in the world-class game room, quietly tucked away from the dining area while you finish up your meal. Stop today after school. Check this out. The Wednesday all-you-can-eat fish fry is just $7.99. Whoa! That's crazy. From 2 till 5 today, beers, cocktails, and appetizers are half price. The Mine Shaft in beautiful downtown Hartford and just off Highway 41 in Oshkosh, right near EAA. Walk in today for the Tuesday all-you-can-eat Mexican buffet for under $10. MineShaftRestaurant.com. It's the amazing Mine Shaft.
It started with a prediction.
We'll go out there and play basketball and win.
And how many games?
6.
It became the culture.
Chance of Bucks in 6.
Being a Bucks fan means you live and breathe Bucks in 6. Brandon Jennings created the prophecy. Tune into Behind the Bucks, the story of Brandon Jennings on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and streaming wherever you get your podcasts.
That's for the culture.
I believe it's time for me to fly.
Indeed, it's time for us to get out of here. If you have questions about Trump's meme coin,
Yes.
David Krause is coming back tomorrow. So he joined us last year, obviously, because now it's 2025, to talk about when he's a professor at Marquette. And he talked about us before with Bitcoin when the Wisconsin Pension Fund was investing in Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to come back tomorrow to talk more about Trump's meme coin, because I don't fully understand
the difference.
Like the difference between like what is a meme coin versus Bitcoin, because I know some people accept Bitcoin. I don't think people accept these meme coins as currency. Like, I'm very confused, but I'm excited for this conversation because he was really great to talk to before.
Right. So that'll be tomorrow. A lot of people, thank you for all the texts. A lot of people texting in with variations on classes on basic home repairs. That's a very good tip. Whether you rent or you own, you have to make some little repairs around your house.
Absolutely. All right. Well, if you missed anything today, you can always find it as the podcast, WTMJ.com, or wherever you get podcasts spanning the state. Wisconsin's Afternoon News is next.
See you.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management